Hello students. Now today is the last day of this chapter. From long time we are doing same chapters, but always we are taking a new topic. And that's why it must be interesting to all of you. Now today I am going to take last three sums, illustration number 9, illustration number 10 and illustration number 11. Now all these three illustrations are different. There is no connection between these three sums. All are different. And this chapter will be completed after this lecture for your examination. In your exam, up to today's lecture, whatever I teach you, that is in your exam. It will be in your exam. So exam oriented 3 marker question as well as 1 marker MCQ or VSQ is clear. Now remaining somewhat which is not done in this chapter, this is actually covered in second chapter. And that's why in second chapter all the things covered which is remaining in this chapter. Because it is not important here, it is important in second chapter. And that's why I am not taking here it. Now we are starting with illustration number 9. Again I can tell you understood first question, then write the answer. Now here also some rules are there and for different situations is there. Now try to understand. We are starting with illustration number 9. See first what is given. Yusuf, Harun and Kodawala sharing P&L in 3:1. It means their profit and loss ratio is given, already given, 3, 2 and 1. That is P&L ratio. And Yusuf and Harun have given assurance. Now important thing is assurance. Assurance given to Kodawala to give minimum 36,000 from profit. Now, whatever profit of the business is there, but these first two partners have given guarantee to give 36,000 to Kodawala. Guarantee given by two partners. Suppose from making loss, even two partners have to give 36,000 to Kodawala. So why this is the situation? So try to remember my last lectures in which one example given by me, Ram Bhai is the partner of me. He is investing money. I am making management of the institutions. And Ram Bhai give guarantee, don't worry Kamal sir, I will give you minimum this amount to you. Even there are no more students in the institutions. You will get this much amount fixed. So, I am free to work because actually I don't have a money and I want to invest my time there. And if no more students are there or less students are there and I will get less amount, then it may be suffer me but not suffering to Rambhai. And that's why Rambhai given guarantee. You don't worry, minimum amount I will give you. Same situation here. Assurance given to Kodawala, don't worry, you will get 36,000 minimum amount, maximum unlimited. And that's why Yusuf and Harun both given guarantee to give 36,000. Now, if profit is 1,80,000 during the year, at the end of year, we found profit of rupees 1,80,000. Find profit of each partner. Now, how much profit received by partner? Now we are writing answer. Try to understand answer. Now what is our first step? So always first step, distribute profit as per legal rules. What is the legal rule? Sir, 1,80,000 is the firm's profit and this 1,80,000 we need to distribute as per P&L ratio. So P&L ratio is given 3:1. Here P&L ratio is available. 3, 2 and 1. So first of all, distribute this profit 1,80,000 as per legal ratio. Then after we are thinking difference amount what we need to do. So first of all we are distributing 1,80,000 to Yusuf. First of all writing the name of partners Yusuf, Harun and Kodawala. 3 partners are there. Now we need to distribute 1,80,000. So here calculation of 1,80,000 distributed among 3 partners. So writing here I 3 times 1,80,000, 1,80,000, 1,80,000 into divide by. Now divide by total 3 to 1. So 6 is there. So divide by 6. Now the amount for first partner is 3. So 3 by 6. Second partner 2, 2 by 6. Third partner 1, 1 by 6. Find the values. Now solve this question. 6 3 is 18. So 30,000 is there. 30,000 into 3, 90,000. Same way here. 30,000 into 2, 60,000. So 30,000 into 1, 30,000. So as per legal calculation, Yusuf, Harun and Kodawala get 90,000, 60,000 and 30,000 respectively. This is the legal calculation. Now this calculation is not required. This is just for your understanding. Now think. This both Yusuf and Harun have given guarantee to Kodawala. You will receive 36,000 minimum. Now as per legal, Kodawala received 30,000. Now how many amount remaining? So 6,000 difference amount we need to pay. Who pay this amount? Sir, Yusuf and Harun will pay this amount from their profit. Actually their profit is this. But from this profit they are giving their amount to Kodawala. Sir, both partners giving 6,000. Now think, suppose 6,000 given by Yusuf, 6,000 given by Harun, then total amount 12,000 received by Kodawala. It is not possible, sir. So this 6,000 distributed among Yusuf and Harun, and that amount is given to Kodawala. So total amount 36,000. Kodawala given by Yusuf and Harun. Here most important thing which I need to discuss with you. Here guarantee given by both partners, and that's why both are distributed this 6,000. Suppose guarantee given by only one partner Yusuf, then what should be the situation? Sir, only Yusuf will deduct amount 6,000. From 90,000, 6,000 is deducted from Yusuf only because Yusuf has given the guarantee. And Harun, no change. Suppose Harun given guarantee, then only Harun deducts 6,000. There is no distribution of this 6,000. But here both partners have given guarantee. And that's why this 6,000 is distributed among both partners. Now sir, how we are distributing this 6,000? In which ratio? Sir, P&L ratio. P&L ratio is given 3:2:1. But here, this 6,000 we are distributing only first 2 partners. So 1 is not considered. Consider only 3:2. So this 6,000 rupees amount we are distributing among the partners in 3:2. And calculation is 6,000, 6,000 because we need to distribute only in 2 partners only. So 6,000 into 3 divided by 5. 6,000 into 2 divided by 5. Now calculate. So whenever in calculator you are doing calculation, 6000 into 3 divide by 5, so you will get answer 3600 rupees. And 6000 into 2 divide by 5, answer will be 2400 rupees. So 3600 and 2400 total 6000. So here 3600 we are deducting from first Yusuf, and 2400 we are deducting from Harun. And after deducting these two amount from Yusuf and Harun, total of this 6000 given to Kodawala. So that is my first step. Now, which amount received by Yusuf? So 90,000 minus 3,600. 90 minus 3, 87. 87 minus 600. So 86, 400. This amount received by Yusuf. Same way here, 60,000 minus 2,000. 58,000. 58 minus 4. So 57,600 received by Harun. So 86,400 received by Yusuf. Harun received 57,600 and Kodawala received 36,000. So in this way, total amount received by different partners. Now important thing, here calculation is completed, but at last of the answer you need to write in detail one sentence. Yusuf, Harun and Kodawala received respectively 86,400, 57,600 and 36,000 respectively from the profit. Now this is the calculation of illustration number 9. This sum we can calculate by other method also, but I am not believe in that other method, because whenever I am making my sum, then that other method is not applicable in that type of sum, and this method is applicable everywhere in each and every type of sum. Now in this method what we are doing, first of all do legal calculation, then think minimum amount received by particular partner or not. If not, then give extra value and deduct it from other partners who have given guarantee. If here answer of Kodawala is 40,000, then give full amount 40,000 to Kodawala, because minimum 30,000 is the limit, maximum unlimited. Whatever amount they want to receive, if he will receive, then he has right to receive it. But minimum amount 36. So if your answer is more than 36,000, then full amount received by Kodawala is given to that partner. Now, illustration number 10. Illustration number 10. Now, this is different sum, not connected with first sum. Closing capital of partner Girish, 96,000 rupees. Now closing capital is given 96,000 rupees. After giving effect of drawing 6,000 and profit 9,000. This is written in short. Calculate 8% interest on drawing. Now by seeing this thing, calculate 8% interest on drawing, you can say, sir, it is the easiest sum. Capital of partner Girish is 96,000. 96,000 into 8% is the answer. 3 marker. No. You cannot get 3 marks full. You will get 0 marks. So why? Interest on capital. Interest on capital. 8% is the interest on capital. Now interest on capital 8% we need to calculate. So 8% of which amount? Sir, here closing capital is given, but always interest is calculated on opening capital, not on closing capital. That is very important thing you need to understand. So 8% interest on capital, but here not written. It is the rule, opening capital. On opening capital we can calculate interest. On closing capital we cannot calculate interest. That's why here closing capital given, we need to find opening capital first and then after solving the sum. Now to do this sum also there is two methods. From that I am selecting second method because it is somewhat hard for this particular sum. But whenever complicated sum asked in the examination, then that method becomes very easy. Some students can understand both methods easily, no problem about it. But I am talking about all students. All students can understood easily that method. And I am suggesting to you to adopt second method. Now, what is the method actually? Whenever this type of sum is given and opening capital is not given in the question, then prepare capital account of that partner. First of all, prepare capital account of that particular partner. Now here we are preparing capital account of Girish. Partner Girish is given. So here I am writing Girish capital account. Now prepare account. Debit side, credit side. Now one rule to prepare this capital account. If capital increases, write credit side. If capital decreases, write debit side. So credit side capital increase, debit side capital decrease. One rule is this. Second rule. Sir, we can write opening capital, credit side, and closing capital, debit side. If you can understand these two things, then sum becomes easy for all of you. There is other method easy for this particular sum, but whenever more informations are given in the sum, then this becomes easy, and that's why I am adopting only this method. So again, whenever opening capital not given and we need to find opening capital, then what you need to do? Prepare capital account. Credit side increase capital, debit side capital decreasing. Opening balance credited, closing balance at the end of debit side. Simple. Now read question and write the entries. Simplest one. So first, closing capital of partner Girish is 96,000. So closing capital means here. Write down 96,000. Closing capital 96,000. So we need to write 96,000. After giving effect of drawing 6,000. So, sir, by drawing, in drawing partner withdraw money from the firm. Means capital decreasing because from the firm he is drawing money. Capital decreasing, and because of drawing 6,000. Decrease means debit side. So drawing 6,000 and profit 9,000. Now profit, because of profit capital increasing, simple. So loss then capital decrease. Profit then capital increase. Increase means right credit side. So write down profit here 9,000 rupees. So no other information given. Just calculate 8% interest on capital, but 8% is calculated on opening capital. Your opening capital is not available, sir. That's why we have prepared capital account. Now find opening capital, close account, and all of you know how to close the accounts. Total of this two, 96 plus 6, 102,000. 1,02,000. So same amount we are writing here, 1,02,000. Now from 1,02,000 we are deducting 9,000. So our answer 93,000. So this 93,000 is the balance which is opening capital balance, and this opening capital, on this opening capital we are calculating 8% interest that you can calculate in your calculator. So interest on capital is equal to 93,000 rupees into 8%. Now if you are finding value 93,000 into 8%, your answer is 7,440, 7,440. This is your answer. Interest on capital 93,000 into 8%. So second sum also complete. Here also two methods are there. The second method also easy for many students, but as per my choice, this is the best one. Now we are talking about last sum and chapter's last sum. And after chapter is over, illustration number 11. Now see. Answer. Janet, Akshara and Sapna are sharing profit in equal proportion. Sir, the profit and loss sharing ratio is given. Equal proportion. Total capital is of rupees 3 lakh. Sir, that total capital given. Now capital and P&L has a no relation. So here capital given. So first of all I am writing capital. Sir, capital 3 lakh rupees. 3 partners are there. So we are writing name of partners. Janet, Akshara, Sapna. Now total capital of these 3 partners is 3 lakh rupees. Now what is given ahead? See, capital proportion is 2, 3 and 5. So this capital is in the ratio of 2, 3 and 5. So first of all find capital of each partner. So find capital of each partner. Calculation of that is 3 lakh, 3 lakh, 3 lakh. We need to distribute this 3 lakhs in 2, 3, 5 proportion. So 2, 3 and 5. Total of this all 5 plus 3 8, 8 plus 2 10. So divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. You will get the answer. So 3 lakh into 2 divided by 10, 3 lakh into 3 divided by 10, 3 lakh into 5 divided by 10. So 10 means 1 0 cancel, 3 lakh divided by 10 means 30,000. 30,000 into 2, 60,000. Same way 30,000 into 3, 90,000. So 30,000 into 5, 1,50,000. So these are 3 amounts of capital. So capital of each partner is 60,000, 90,000 and 1,50,000. Now this calculation is not important because we have distributed the capital. Now what is the next question? Firm pays 6% interest on capital. Now firm paying 6% interest. So on this amount 6% paid. So into 6%, into 6%. Now this calculation, if we don't want to do 3 times, then there is other method also. Calculate 6% of this capital and then distribute it in capital ratio. Then also you will get these answers. So 6,000 into 6%. 6 6 are 36. 3600 rupees. 9 6 are 5400. 15 6 are 90. 90 means 9,000. So these are the amounts of interest on capital. Most IMP. These are interest on capital. These are capital amount. And if you don't need to calculate 3 times, then you can calculate in this way also. Calculate 6% of 3 lakh. 6 3 are 18. 1, 2 and 3. 18,000. And this 18,000 you can distribute in 3 proportion, 2, 3 and 5. Then you will directly get 3,600, 5,400 and 9,000. That is the second method. As you wish, you need to do. Now, important thing. Every partner, Janet get interest 3,600, Akshara get 5,400 and Sapna get 9,000 from the profit. Now, partner Akshara received 45,400 including interest on capital. Now, sir, Akshara received, means this Akshara received 45,400 rupees including interest. Means this 5,400 rupees included in this 45,400 rupees. So included interest, that we know. But what other amount included in this 45,400? Think. Please. What partner received? Sir, partner received commission. Partner received salary. Partner received bonus. Partner received this interest. Main thing is partner received profit also. It means in this 45,400, except 5,400, remaining amount 40,000 rupees. This 40,000 rupees is the profit of that Akshara. So total amount means which amount? Profit plus interest on capital. This both amount received by Akshara. Now what is the question? Calculate other partners' amount. Janet and Sapna. How many amount received by them? That we need to calculate. We are given only Akshara amount. Now sum becomes easy. See here. Total amount received by Akshara is 45,400, in which 5,400 rupees is the interest amount. So difference amount 40,000 is the profit amount. Now here P&L ratio is given. Sir, P&L in equal proportion. So if Akshara received 40,000, then same amount received by Sapna also. And same amount received by Janet also. And total amount received by them. So 40 plus 3, that 43,600. 40 plus 9, 49,000 received by Sapna. So Janet received 43,600. Sapna received 49,000. And this amount is already given to you. When twist can be made in this sum? If here P&L ratio is given 2, 3 and 5. If here P&L ratio is given 2, 3 and 5, then you need to consider 3 is equal to 40,000. Then what amount about 2? What amount for 5? That you need to consider. But here equal proportion, that's why 40, 40, 40 is taken. If proportion is given, P&L ratio is given, then you have to calculate as per that P&L ratio. And taking steps, and you need to calculate. Now in this way, after doing this sum, all the sums of this chapter is clear, and as well as whole chapter is completed. We are meeting in next lecture with new chapter. And now you can do all the sums, all illustration number 1 to 11, and from exercise question number 3, 1 to 11 sums. Now this 22 sums is of 3 marks in your final examination, and whatever theory completed, that theory 1 mark for you. So total 4 marks for this chapter completed. Thank you very much. Meeting in new lecture with new chapter. Bye bye.